Welcome to this Sunday service at Bielefeld Sunrise Church. Now, here and today is June the 4th, and Pride Month is with us here. My name is Celyn Arden, and I'm the lead minister at Sunrise. We are an affirming community. We are open to all who are curious, seeking, new believers, trying to find out together with us what it means to walk with Jesus in the 21st century. A few announcements. Church services start every Sunday at 10 a.m. on our homepage, and the live stream devotional and praise on Facebook is usually on Saturday evenings at 6 p.m. As always, for updates and details, please check the Sunrise homepage at sunrise-church.org. Please feel free to listen to the weekly praise playlist or a special June playlist for this matter before or after the service. And also check out the Sunrise playlists, all of them available on the homepage as well as on Spotify and YouTube. Let me start with a question today. Are you fit to be a role model for the younger generations? Honestly, with the accumulated amount of personal failure and shortcomings over a lifetime, all I could ever imagine really for myself was probably fitting the German adage that everybody serves a purpose, albeit as a cautionary tale. Growing older and never fitting traditional role expectations or societal and church norms, I do notice a certain, although intended, impact I start having on younger people. There's word of mouth, there's reputation, and there's feedback in the commentary sections on social media. I do not claim to be as well-versed or well-known as many others, for instance, professional clergy online, Google knothead on TikTok for that matter. However, I found out two things. First, authenticity is key. Be who you are. Second, in previous generations, there were far and wide too few role models or examples as such for the diversity of ways of life we now see. This leads to two things: youth-driven movements, which is good, and a lot of despair, which is not. Here's one example. Following a recent video I made on growing older and living an authentic life, someone tagged a friend in the commentaries and said, "Hey, so-and-so, look, people like us can actually grow old too." It kind of broke my heart. Although many young people are living their lives trying to be their authentic selves, hardly ever do they seem to see a chance or way of growing old at the same time. That's why visible role models, even as flawed as myself, are pretty important. Speaking of desperation, I have often wondered whether we're getting things right. Am I a follower of Jesus? Yes. Do I believe in organized religion and church as the basis of Christianity? No. Sometimes there are these documentaries on television depicting diligent border agents who protect society at large from the misdemeanors of drug pushers and such ilk. I often wonder what I would do if being a customs agent were my job. Would I try to fulfill it to the best of my abilities? Or would I start asking questions after a short while? Probably the latter, since in an open market society like here in the West, we should know that there must be a strong and sustained demand in the market first, before anybody starts supplying anything, be it legal or not. If this principle of capitalism is true, then why do we only fight obvious symptoms instead of the root causes? Activist and speaker Alok Menon, in a recent interview, said the following, which I would like to integrate into this sermon today. I have slightly redacted the original quote, put it into context. We live in a culture, he says, we live in a culture where everyone is trying to escape from their pain. An addiction culture that teaches people that they have to numb themselves from their pain. And that's what, for example, transphobia is. A mass coping ritual for people to numb themselves from their own pain. It is easier to believe in lies about minorities than it is to confront the fact that you were made to feel like you were never going to be woman enough. You were never going to be man enough. And that it was people who said that they loved you, who did that to you first. It was people who tried their best to destroy you and called it love. It is easier to demonize minorities than it is to reckon with your own heartbreak. And so what I read the rising tidal wave of transphobia in the US as is grief, an unprocessed grief that people are actually suffering from gender and thus societal norms. This is what they said. If this is the root cause of many evils, the task on earth as it is in heaven keeps asking more of us loving Christians to do, significantly more. Amen.